Let us analyze fasting scientifically. Fasting. It is obligatory for every physically fit adult Muslim to fast 30 days of Ramadan, and it is sunnah to fast on certain days of the month. Fasting means 12 to 14 hours of no-calorie diet, which helps the autophagy process. This autophagy process is very beneficial for our body, and it is a way to stay safe from many diseases. Newspapers or magazines are taken with many of us every day. If we allow magazines to be stored in our homes for months at a time, we may find that at one point a large portion of our home space is spent on just keeping magazines. We certainly don't do the stupid thing. We sell some magazines as soon as they freeze. From these old magazines or paper, new reusable paper is made. We know this whole thing is called paper recycling. The cells in our body also participate in a kind of recycling process. For example, our body is made from the degradation of proteins or the turnover of damaged cells. These are mainly in the process of recycling called autophagy. Like many terminology in biology, autophagy is a Greek word whose English synonym is self-devouring. Dr. Ashunari Ashumi of Japan got Nobel Prize in 2016 for researching on autophagy. In that research, he mentioned the details and benefits of autophagy. He also mentioned in the research that autophagy is activated through 12 hours plus fasting. He also revealed many secret information about the gene through his research. Well, what is this autophagy process? Autophagy not only destroys the cell itself but also expels all the waste or bacteria inside itself through autophagy. And during fasting, energy is needed. So while cell converts the protein in it into energy, it also destroys the viruses and bacteria inside it. Dr. Boss further explains the research of this autophagy, and in this case, he also highlights the need for fasting. He further analyzes Dr. Ashunari Ashumi's research in his video, and she beautifully presents the importance of fasting in her video. If you have any doubts, you can see the details in Dr. Boss's YouTube video. Now let us analyze. Being an illiterate person, how did Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, know these things almost 1400 years before the discovery of autophagy? Is it possible to guess at all? In fact, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, knew nothing of himself. He knew as much as our Creator Allah had told him. Now, not only fasting but all the acts of worship that Allah has told us to do are for our good. There is no interest in Allah if we worship here and there. If you can prove that there is an act of worship that has any interest in Allah and they are not for our good, then I will leave Islam forever. Actually, Allah loves us. He has taught us the good and the bad of the world. If we obey, it is good for us. And if we do not obey, it is our loss. Now, it's our choice. What we will do? Option A, believe. Option B, reject. Actually, if we follow Islam, we will be benefited, not Allah. So let us start a new life by repenting to Allah for the past just right now before sudden death.